G'day guys. So today I want to take you through my plan of attack that I use when I make challenge locks. And since I gutted that one and picked it on in the last video, ready to turn into a challenge lock, I've been sitting down here getting it all organised, ready to go. And I've got everything done so I don't have to bore you with a whole day's worth of making pins and blah blah blah, all that. So I've gone ahead and done it all, but I've got it set out so that I can show you what my plan of attack is for when I make challenge locks. So first thing I always do is choose a key. So for this lock that I'm making, this is the key I've got here. Now when I go and get new padlocks or new locks from the shops, you normally get in the package 3, 4, 2 keys. You only need the one key for the one lock, the way I see it. So I use all the spares, I put them all in a container and keep them all, because if they've got good bitting, which is normally what I look for when choosing a lock, I'll stick the spares aside and use them for keys for other locks. So instead of wasting them, they always come in handy. So once I've chosen my key, I then sit down with a piece of paper and do a heap of what looks like gibberish on there. But this is the way I look at it when I work out what I want to do. So first thing I always do is draw a rough copy of the core and then label what the cutting is. So I've got the low and low, or L and L, which is for the 2 low cuts at the front. The M is for the medium cuts, so which I normally roughly guess is between the high and the lowest cut. That's what I label as the medium. Then another low cut and then a high cut. So then I can get all my pins set out. So I find all the pins I want to turn into the security pins for the key. I grab all the pins and make sure that they fit level with the core, it moves in there, they're all the right size. Then I'll sit down and have a look at and think about what pins I want to make. So this is for making homemade pins. You can just swap them out for the pins you buy, the commercial ones, but I always like making homemade stuff. Then I work out the key pins. So I wanted to put a SE, it's got at the front here for serrated. Put a torp or a torpedo style pin, a spool pin, serrated, and another serrated for the key pins. Then I work out which ones I want for drivers. So I've got a serrated, a spool, then a spool which has got 2 PC underneath, which is a 2-piece pin. Then another serrated and a SE or serrated 2-piece pin. So then that gives me my plan of attack for the core. So I've got up the top TUUTT, so that correlates with the chambers. So the first one will be threaded, second one will be undercut, third undercut, fourth is threaded, and then fifth is threaded. So that's basically what I do before I make each lock. Try and work out what pins I want to put in and just give myself the basic diagram so I know which to follow. Then I think about the 2-piece pins, since I've just started getting into them, what I'd like to do with them. So for the serrated, it's just I'll draw myself a little picture so I know what it's going to look like for the serrated one. And then with the spool, I didn't want to do just a spool with another pin inside of it. And it popped into my head about those drunken spools that you see, which are the T-pins with the wafer at the bottom. And I thought, well, what if I make like a T-pin at the top, and then the second piece that goes inside that pin, make that into another T-pin, but hollow the top one out so it's the 2-piece and it'll act like a drunken spool, kind of thing like that. So that's what I went with. Then once I do all that, then I work out what springs I want. So I've got brass, brass, silver, silver, silver. If I'm going to put double springs in there, I'll write a D for it, so I know which one's which. But that's pretty much the basic layout. What I do, then once I bring the beast in, coincides with how I make my pins. So let's move this down, zoom in. Okay, so as it's got down on the piece of paper, the serrated at the front for pins 1 and like the key pin and the driver pin. So I've got homemade serrated pin here and another one at the top with the brass spring. Pin 2, I'll put the torpedo pin, so I went and made a, wait, camera will focus on it, come on, torpedo style pin, nice sharp edge on that, and a spool for the top, so very fine sharp edge on that one. That also has the brass spring up the top. Number 3 is the spool at the bottom and the 2-piece spool at the top. So I'll just move my camera over a little bit more. So here we've got, whoop, I just threw it. Come on camera, focus for me. So I've got my spool design here, so it's just a basic spool, but if I want to change it around, and then my 2-piece spool at the top. So as you can see, it's got spool cut in there, in the outer sleeve, oop. And then that can slide around in and out as the, if I can find a better way to grip it so you can see. So the inside bit can slide around as the bottom of it, kind of like the drunken spools as I was saying. Then I've got just another serrated for chamber 4, as well as, come on camera, focus for me, as well as for up the top, and then another serrated. It's just what I feel like making, just here, little one for the high cut pin at the back, and come on, focus for me, the serrated 2-piece pin at the back, up the top. So once I get all that done, and I go through do all the work to the core. So I've gone ahead and threaded chamber 1, undercut in 2 and 3, then threaded 4 and 5. And then I noticed that the last pin, 5, because it's got a small diameter inner pin, it would have gone through and slid down into the holes that are in the side of the courges here and seized it up. So I've just gone and filled them in with a bit of this stuff here, which is Dynasteel General Repair. It's a putty epoxy. Just cut a little bit off, mould it around in your hands like Play-Doh, stick it in, and it goes absolutely rock hard. You can file it, you can thread it, pretty much do anything with that stuff. So I'm actually thinking about making some pins with it, or giving it a go, so then it won't end up seizing up on me. So once I get that done, I haven't done anything to the Bible on this one because can't get into it unless I want to pull the top off, but I don't really feel like doing that. So that's my plan of attack that I go through for every challenge lock that I make up. I like to have a plan, so it's not just winging it, because I have in the past, and what pins I put in to a challenge lock really all depend on with the key. So there's no point having the way I see it, there's no point having, put this in here, a long key pin, if I can grab it. So there's no point having a long key pin that when I take the key out, you've got next to no room in here. There's not much distance between where the key pin sits and the top of the core, so there's no point having the two-piece pin. Whoop. Which I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Yeah, there's no point having a two-piece pin in there because not much is going to grip. So as you can see, it's just the tip of the two-piece pin sitting in there. So biggest thing I always look at is reading the key and working out what style of pin I want to put to the bitting. So it takes a little bit to go through. That's why normally challenge locks take me 2 days to make, because I've just stuck random pins in on previous locks and I've managed to rake them open or pick them open in less than a second. So that is the key I've worked out. The key is the key. Silly as that sounds, but anyway, it's just my way of making challenge locks. Probably dribbled on a little bit, but yeah, there's quite a bit goes into it, to be honest. So anyway, as always, follow the codes, you know, keep Locksport legal, don't do anything silly. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the videos and want to see some more. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, sorry, if you enjoyed it. If you'd like to send in any challenge locks, I'm making up some to send out. But if you'd like to send any in, just send us an email at darkartslockpicking@gmail.com and we'll get back to you and let you know you can send them in. So until next time, happy picking and cheers, guys. Just before I forget, wanted to give a bit of a recommendation. I've got my phone just here, so I'm just going to go across the apps and got one here called Discord. So it's just there. It's a gamers chat app, but there's a group on here which I've just recently joined. It's full of awesome guys, and if I go to here, it is the Locksport community. So it's got quite a few people on here, heaps of different areas we talk about. As you can see, there's quite a lot that goes on, but fantastic bunch of guys. Don't forget to check it out. So it's Discord, the app you can download, and yeah, fantastic bunch of guys. Don't forget to go and check it out. It's another forum place that we can get on and talk and have a bit of fun. So till next time, cheers.